Why is it that our people only look up to or only have people that are in entertainment who are the spokespeople for the black community? And then we say this is our culture. If we keep saying this is our culture, they'll keep attacking the culture and using these negative things to keep pushing out to the world that this is what our culture represents. But this is not what our culture represents. But this is how people see us. Why? Because this is what we also engage in. The reason that these things can happen is because we promoted that shit.
Welcome to the podcast from Doug Ground Up Productions with hosts Lady Miz and Ray. This is a universal platform, and there is nothing off limits. We talk about it all, and we keep it real. This is a no judgment zone, so come as you are. If you are a professional, entertainer, author, comedian, entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to get something off their chest, well, let your voice be heard here on From the Ground Up Productions. Sponsorship and other opportunities are available from the Ground Up Productions. Turning nothing into something. There's only one way to go from here. And now, here are your hosts, Lady Miz and Ray.
What's up, people? You know what it is. This is Lady Miz and my co-host Ray, and you're tuned into From the Ground Up Productions. Y'all know, like we always say, it's only one way to go from here. Today we are talking about Puffy, P. Diddy, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call it. Yes, this is the Diddy effect. We are going to be giving y'all our feedback on what we think about the 50 Cent documentary that he had. Yeah. All right. So we're going to be talking about that, talking about the dark side of things, our take on what we got from it, the fears, the industry, the shade, the crookedness, am I missing something else?
That's it. The whole game is dirty.
The silent secrets, everything. We're going to get into it all. But before we get into that, let's have a quick commercial break. Hey, it's your girl, Lady Miz, and this is From the Ground Up Productions. We're not just a show, we're a movement. Under our brand, we have The Creator's Box, Talk Therapy, and The Imperfect Marriage. Real conversations, real people, real stories that inspire, heal, and entertain. Tune in, subscribe, and be a part of the growth, because there's only one way to go from here, and that's up. Visit www.ladymiz.com to watch, listen, or contact us today if you want to get involved. All right, so listen, guys, it's been a minute, y'all know, but we are back in full effect from the ground up. We here, baby. Y'all know we here for it. We definitely want to talk about this P. Diddy situation because look, I have so many different thoughts that went through my head when I was watching it. Some of the stuff I felt was like stuff that we already seen in previous things. I think TMZ, did they put out one? A few people put out some. But there was some additional footage that everybody is talking about that we also seen. And I'm sure that everybody look at something and you guys just might take it in your own way, I should say. You might look at it and say, well, this is what I got from it. Your perception of it might be different. But Ray, I want to start, let's just start with you. Tell me what you felt about the whole situation. But I guess I want to start with, if you don't mind, talking about the culture and the silence when it comes to like protecting certain people.
Well, my opinion on it is it's not like it's something we didn't know. Mm-hmm. It was always the rumor out there about how Diddy was, And I said it to you yesterday, after we watched it, I was like, we kind of complicit in that in some way, because all we cared about, as long as Diddy put out the good music, we didn't give a damn about the rumors.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know do you think that that's the case for everybody though? Like, cause there was people that was speaking up about certain things, but do you really think that it was, we don't care because the music is good? It's not like it's R. Kelly. And I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it is, because if people would have stopped listening to him because of the rumors, well, you know, here's the thing we keep hearing is every time this stuff come out, or we bring it up to the front, and you start holding these black men accountable for that kind of stuff, we hear, they trying to bring our black kings down. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's in that case, when I'm looking at that, that's not a black king. He wasn't lifting nobody up.
You know, it's so sad to know that after seeing that's what it was in a sense, right? Because I remember watching him on I forgot what it was. We were watching him on some type of award show. A lot of people was there. And he actually decided at that point that he was going to stand up and speak out and say, I'm not going to let y'all rob my people, this, that, something in the third. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I do remember that. And the whole time I was thinking, damn, I heard a lot of people say that that's exactly what you're complaining about, that's what you're doing to your own people. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
When we talk about the silence of things, like, okay, let's not rock the boat. Everybody was okay with it, and nobody was saying nothing because they wanted to be at them parties. They wanted to feel popular. They wanted to feel like, you know, they were important and people can see them as being important. As long as they were there, they kept their mouth shut and their eyes closed if they weren't involved. But the minute that he got exposed, then what?
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? Mm-hmm. When the Locks bailed on him, remember? When the Locks was like, nah, we went out.
Not bailed on him. I don't think you should use that term.
Well, in a sense, let me change that. When the Locks said they wanted out from Bad Boy.
Okay.
They exposed it then, what the kind of person he was. Then Mace left, exposing what kind of person he was. Right. Then Loon, another one, exposing what kind of person he was, where he was taking these people money and he wasn't paying them.
Right.
So it's not like it was a secret. It's what really wasn't. We ignored it.
You want to know something else that we ignored? All of the signs that were always there in the music. Mm-hmm. Right? Because, you know, a lot of times we like to say, like, these young kids, they talk about, okay, they giving up themselves. They're talking about the murder and they're doing it. But if you really listen, and this is including Biggie and all of them too, if you really listen to the lyrics, a lot of the things that they're talking about that was going on is actually in the music. You understand? I remember Biggie saying something like, F them in the ass, throw them over the bridge. You know, I got people that'll do this, that, and the third. So who are we talking about? Are we speaking just like in general here? Is this just metaphors, or is it really something that you are exposing within your music? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just an example. There's many others that I'm not going to get into right now because this is not what it's about. But I'm just saying there's so much more to it than just that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, like I said, I'm not a fan of what he was doing. You know, we all, anybody who looks at him now, and I'm gonna be honest, we all understand the music industry. We all understand fame and fortune. As long as you up there, everybody wants to be associated with you. When you come down, nobody wants to be associated with you because they know what it's gonna bring to them.
Right.
You know, a lot of people were saying, you know what, they were having fun with him because it was fun.
Right.
But why am I going to come down with him because he's on his way down?
It's funny how a lot of people that was there, it's like they all ghost him. You know what I mean? And not for nothing. Listen, I think, look, after watching what just came out, that 50 Cent just released, I definitely at one point, you know, it's different emotions because these things are made to really sway you into feeling a certain type of way, right? That's what it's telling a vision, right? So that's what it's meant to do. But it's still information that you get to see, especially the footage of him having someone follow him around. You know what I mean? So in certain things he was saying, you know, but I'm not going to get into that right now, but we're going to get into that in a minute.
Spoiler alert.
Okay? Because I'm going to tell you, for our people, I was like, oh my God, I kind of was devastated.
Why he's doing that to himself?
To hear that, yes. And the fact that you could feel comfortable to say that around somebody else tells me, I'm going to be honest with you, what it tell me. It tells me that this is something that they were used to hearing you say, and ain't nobody never check you on it. But they expose you when it was, I guess, to their benefit. But let's talk about the selective memory that some people have. A lot of times, I'm going to say this because I'm going to get right to the point. I watched, I believe it was Clyde Davis, if I got his name right. I watched him, the news, they were asking him about Diddy, and he was acting like he didn't remember who he was, as if he had Alzheimer's or something. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying this is how he was acting. He was like, what are you talking about? It kind of reminded me of the TV show, what's the show? What's that show called? With Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Godfather of Harlem.
Yep.
Now, one of the Italian guys, when he was going to get caught, he started acting like he was crazy, right? So when I see Clyde Davis act like he didn't know him, I was like, okay, all right, he is older now, right? Which we understand. But do you not really remember? And are you really trying to say you don't know who Diddy is? I mean, he was riding with you 100%. Like, you, the one that kind of showed him who to be who he was, in my opinion, okay, allegedly, let me make sure I put that out there. But at the same time, then I see him on another interview just recently, and he's remembering all the other artists, like Mary J., like everybody else that he was dealing with. But you just selectively forgot who Puffy was, who P. Diddy was, who Sean Puffy Combs was. How did you forget that? So your take on that?
Well, same aspect. He's on his way down. I don't want to be associated with none of that. You think about it. I'm not even famous. But let somebody be like, attach me to somebody who did something wrong because I know them or I had a business dealing with them. And now you want to attach me to that as if I was complicit in it. No. You know? I'm not gonna. In some aspects, he's not giving them the space to add him as a complicit in anything that he did.
Right.
You know.
Right.
With it, could he may have been? Hey, they all knew. But you're not gonna drag me through it.
I hear you.
Come on now, when you look at everything, and it's been coming out for a long time. A lot of Puffy's bodyguards were snitching. They were on. Vlad saying stuff. It's been a long time. People have been saying about how Diddy was taking advantage of people.
Right.
You don't, and I'm gonna be honest, you don't become a billionaire being a nice guy.
I mean, that's very, very true. But listen, there's a difference between being like, going hard, being strong within your business, and then there's a difference between manipulating people, doing people dirty, robbing people, using people, abusing people.
Can you name me a business that doesn't?
You know what I mean? Murdering people.
Name me $1 billion business that doesn't.
That don't murder people?
Yes.
How many businesses is out there? You mean to tell me that all y'all businesses is unaliving people?
Name me $1 billion industry.
I don't know. Well, I guess I'm naive because I would think it would be none of them.
Think about the medical.
Think
about the medical.
Oh, that's
industry.
different.
Nope,
but you getting off topic. Okay, but go ahead.
I'm saying if we're gonna down the man, we can't act like he.
I'm not downing anybody.
No, well, I'm saying if we're looking at this documentary, right, and we're not gonna act like he made it there because he's the only bad guy.
Absolutely not. Like I said before, and like we discussed before. If he's guilty, why now? Right? Why now? Like people would say he didn't pay that Illuminati bill. We don't know. But there's a reason that they're coming after him. A lot of people say Ciroc, et cetera, et cetera. But I want to stick it on the topic because we want to get back to the 50 Cent documentary, right? So with that being said, right, let's talk about the system that creates a fake fame, right? Because let's look at this. We talk about, what was her name? That he was with, the young girl, Cassie, and the guy that he was having produce and he wasn't getting nothing.
Little Rod.
Little Rod, right? So, and that's just to name a few. His partner that he basically made him sign over to his 25% and didn't give him nothing. I'm just naming a couple of things, right? It was long. I mean, there's so many people that he did things to, allegedly, which people are saying in the film. But here's the thing. I think it is so sad that people will literally allow someone to use them, lie to them, sell them fake fame and fortune, give them $0, make them work blood, sweat, and tears, days, hours, weeks, months for nothing, promising them something as if business is not a real business. Music business is still business, right? So why would someone allow this to happen to them? And I know that this happened to plenty of people before, right? And it's been going on for years. And you always would say, hey, it's the white man doing us dirty. It's the record labels. It's this, it's that. It's the people at the top. But now it's people that look like us doing it to us. But why? Why is it possible to create this fake fame and while people are still broke? What's your take on that?
The industry has always been fake. It's not. We think about it, Mom. Every single person that Diddy has been with, almost. Let me say almost. A lot of artists ended up broke, drug addicts. You know, right. And I'm not just saying in Diddy's. And since we're talking about Diddy, we're gonna stick it with there because I'm not saying it's only him, but let's stick with where we at. The fact of the matter is, it wasn't hard to take advantage of them. If you know, when you come in and you got hungry people. You got hungry, talented people, and you got a person that's promising them the world. Right. You know? Now, a lot of them, they get on their records, talk about what they would do to somebody for taking their money, and then they let this man rob them. He's still walking.
Well, because what happens is, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you what I think. I think that you worship these individuals too much, and this is why they think that they're bigger and better than you. Okay, they are regular people that just did extraordinary things.
Not extraordinary. There's nothing extraordinary about that. I'm not giving them no props.
When I say extraordinary, I'm talking about creating music that we love. We can't act like we didn't like it. I love the music. Well, I thought it was.
It's a lot of
well, let me just finish my point. Okay. Listen, they did amazing, extraordinary things, in my opinion. Where they created the extraordinary things that they did is creating music that we listen to, love, and we support it, which is why they got where they are. So at the end of the day, they're still just regular people who went after their dream. And yes, you can be influenced or even, what's the word that I'm looking for? Inspired by them. But the fact that people worship these people is why they feel they could be in a position to do the things that they are doing. You understand what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to do that. You're only as famous as people think that you are, as somebody told me before, right? So, and it's very true. So, at the end of the day, when you look at, when you look at the system, I think that it's sad because these things are put on television, it's put in the music. All of these things are put out there to get people to say, hey, I want that. I want to be like that. I inspire to be like that. So then they follow what these people do, not knowing, like, the very people that you are really worshiping, a lot of them are doing worse off than you are. The only difference is they have the mask and the picture that's painted for them to look a certain way. But you don't know what's going on behind the curtain and behind closed doors. You understand what I'm saying? And that is what is being sold to us. It's being sold to our community. It's being sold to our people. It's being sold in the entertainment industry, on the television and media, on the radio. People fall for it, and this is what you get. That's what I believe. Your take.
First, I'm going to go back to the fact that you said it was extraordinary.
Here we go.
He was talented, not extraordinary.
Well, I mean,
because I'm going to be honest, he hustled.
Yes.
And he got himself in a spot where he could show his talent. Believe it or not, I'm guaranteeing you there was a lot more people that was more talented around him that he took advantage of. Because he did not. Obvious. He wasn't an artist. He took, so what he did, I'm not going to call robbing somebody and using their talent is extraordinary.
Okay, but let's just say this. I'm going to say two things to that, if I can remember. First and foremost, I believe that Puffy is very smart and intelligent. And to me, that's extraordinary. Why? Because he was able to build all of this stuff. Even though some of these things was done the wrong way, he still put in a lot of work. I mean, getting himself to the point of being able to be in the position that he was in for the hard work without hurting people. But I find that to be extraordinary. I'm just saying for me. I'm just saying, I respect the hustle.
Yeah,
I love the hustle, right?
I'm not knocking the hustle.
Okay.
I'm knocking extraordinary.
Okay. You don't like the word extraordinary. I'm not going to go back and forth about the actual word. I'm just saying that I believe that he definitely did an amazing job to get where he needed to get, and I forgot my second point, so whatever.
I agree with that. He did an amazing job to get where he's at.
Okay.
What the thing about, like I said, he hustled. And when you look at, I'm going to be honest, when you look at Puffy overall and you look at that documentary, he was nothing more than a high-powered con man.
Oh, I know what I was going to say since you said that. What wasn't good that was in the documentary was, this is what hurt me to my heart. I got to tell you, I was like, no freaking way. When he made it look like I'm going to do this big funeral for Biggie.
And I'm going to be there for them just like he would be there for them to make sure that they're all right.
Sean said, we're going to do the biggest funeral for Biggie that New York has ever seen. And we start to put that together. He starts to see the price. And he says, we're going to do the biggest funeral, but Biggie's going to have to pay for this funeral. He was going to make the funeral be a recoupable charge to Biggie in death.
This is one of my closest friends, and it's still one of my closest friends. I feel his loss. I just miss him so much.
To hear that he made Biggie pay for it and then, took that away from that money could have went to his family, to his kids, because he worked hard to get there. Now you're at a certain level where you want to put yourself on the magazine and take him off. You should have been sent, tribute to him. You should have been giving a tribute to him and keeping his legacy going on with his face. He lost his life and he put his life on the line because he listened to him and stayed there. You understand what I'm saying? In Vegas. So the fact that he did not, the fact that Puffy did that, that's the part that's not extraordinary. That is actually like hurtful to hear and see.
It's disrespectful because
on top of that,
you got a person, when you hearing them say, yo, Big was like, nah, I don't even want to be here. But it was more important to promote a record.
Yes.
Than to say, you know what? Let me protect my artists.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And then for you not to even be there.
Ooh, that's the thing.
Yeah, you know the danger, so you didn't put yourself in it.
That's the thing right there. That's what, I'm like, damn.
There's no respect for that, To me, I think he's getting the 2 years in jail he's getting. Well, what is it? Was it 2 or 4? Whatever that time he's getting.
Right.
Is not enough. And I mean, and not on a principle of what he did, but the fact that you need to feel what you made everybody else feel.
You know what I wonder? All these people, I don't understand why there is no insurance or anything in place that if you could go back and say, hey, this person raped me 10, 20 years ago and justice could still be served. Why is it that the people that put in the actual work that got robbed don't get compensated for that?
Because
I don't understand that.
For instance, the guy who they threatened him and took his 25%. Mm-hmm. To me, that'd have been an ass whooping I had to take. You let go $25 million because he had a bat over you? Now, understanding who Puffy is, I get it. Ain't that much fear in the world. Beat me, but I'm going to fight you back. I don't give a damn how big your bodyguard is.
But he also said that he was going to give it back to him, so he trusted him.
How you trust somebody with a bat?
how do you trust somebody that you've been seeing do people dirty the whole time too?
Exactly.
That's another thing too. That's another problem. Like, we got to speak up when we see stuff like that. There's no way that you could think that somebody is going to do all this stuff to everybody else and show you who they are, and then all of a sudden they're going to have some type of something for you. No.
Right,
if this is how they treat everybody.
How would you trust? He says Puffy and a bodyguard walked into the room with a bat.
Right.
If you walking into the room with a bat, you're no longer asking me and telling me you're going to give it back. You're threatening me. Mm-hmm. As a man, you're supposed to be on it. You stand on that. If you're gonna threaten me, because that's a threat.
Yeah, it is.
I don't care how many times you say I'm gonna give it back to you.
Right.
The bat means I'm gonna whoop your ass if you don't give it up.
Now, what would you say about the manipulation part of everything? Of Puffy, like, manipulating people and stuff like that. And do you even think that some of this stuff could be fabricated?
It could be, but
because I heard he asked he asked for it to be removed, and they sent cease and desist letter to have it removed because they said it was stolen footage.
Remember what they always told us, right? When we took our wedding pictures. As long as I own the footage, I have to give you a release for you to say it's yours. So that person who took that footage, it belongs to them until Puffy signs a release and saying it's his. If Puffy never signed a release, it don't belong to you.
Ooh. Look at Ray over here giving out legal advice.
I'm just saying that's the only way I could see it. If you know,
oh God.
Even like think about it. It happened to an artist where the artist sued I forgot even one of the magazines for taking a picture of them, and they tried to sue the magazine for the picture, but because they was like that magazine was using their likeness without paying them.
Right.
But the magazine actually won because it's like we took the picture. Just because it's your face doesn't mean you own it. I own the picture.
Right. No, I do remember that. But we don't know what happened. I'm just curious,
That's the only way, because Netflix is saying they got it right legally.
Right.
And it was nobody that was paid for that paid to do anything on that documentary. And like you said, a lot of that footage we saw in other documentaries.
Right. Now let me ask you this. When we were when I was scrolling through social media, I seen a lot of posts saying that Dame Dash stated that people need to pay attention or watch out for people like 50 Cent. Because he was saying that when a black man tears another black man down for the white man, you gotta watch people like that, because that's not good. My take on it is, and I'll give my take first. I agree to a certain extent, but not 100%. I agree if that's what you are set out to do, especially if the person didn't do anything to you, whatever, etc., and you just want to do that because that's who you are. But where is that same energy for when he was doing that to other black people? You know what I mean? A lot of times it's like this code of the street, or the black code, right? People like to use the black code and the black card, but they don't move in that way, So how could you say that to 50 Cent when a lot of the people that he was hurting were black? A lot of the people that allegedly Diddy was hurting, they were black people. So if black really meant something to him, why did he do it?
You asking me that question?
Yeah. I want to know your take on it. That's where I'm confused. I just feel like, yo, listen.
Why are we even paying attention to Dame Dash? I'm gonna explain to you why.
Why not? I like Dame Dash.
No. If we gonna hold Dame Dash to anything he say, we got to treat him just like he is. Why is another man over here being exactly what he tell people not to be, chatty patty? He over there talking about 50 Cent and what he doing, and he's being chatty patty. So what 50 Cent is doing? You don't want to support him? Be a man and stand on it. That should be nothing you announcing.
Okay.
Especially when you on the Breakfast Club talking about two other men talk about other men and calling them chatty patty. Exactly what he's doing is chatty patty. And I think 50 Cent did it the right way, because if 50 Cent would have released this with nothing happening with Puffy, nobody would have believed it.
Right. Okay.
50 Cent waited. You know what? He's on his downfall. We all now are looking. This is the time to put it out because now it's more believable. Because all the times when it was coming out before, nobody was listening.
So you think it was calculated?
Yeah, definitely was. It was smart.
Okay. I don't know. Like for me, I'm a big fan of 50 Cent. I actually, I respect what he does, but I also like Dame Dash too because, no, I do. I like Dame Dash because I like his boss mentality. I like how he thinks as an entrepreneur. I like his drive and his hustle. I know they all got their thing with them, but I'm just saying the things that I like about them as individuals. The same thing with 50 Cent, his drive, his hustle. He's a smart man. So, I just be looking at it like, damn, it's like we got so many talented people within our culture, but there's also so much drama within our culture. And then the minute that something goes wrong, everybody want to say the black man or this and that, the black people, but people don't be actually riding like that and standing on that throughout, their actions and how they're living. That's all I'm saying. That's how I see it. Look, if you're going to be about it all the time. You can't be like half black sometimes and then not the other.
I got a whole lot of respect for 50 Cent. I'm going to tell you why. You ain't hearing nothing like that about 50?
No, you didn't.
Nothing. Not one time. Think
true.
about all the high-profile artists that are out there with their own record label. Have you heard anything like that about?
So what do you think 50 Cent motive was for this?
Who knows? Puffy had screwed a lot of people over. He might have did some shit to 50 that 50 just has not said, you know what? I'm not going to talk about it, but he's going to get it.
Because there's speculation that 50 Cent was just doing this because of the baby mama drama, and then it was like, because he wanted to take him shopping, and he was like, how dare him try me like that as a man, which I get. A lot of people got all these different things, but listen, like they say, you don't ever want to be a enemy of 50 Cent. I would never, ever, ever want to be 50 Cent enemy, ever. And he's a Cancer, and we're Cancers, so we know.
So look, I'm going to be honest, all right? Him saying, hey, I want to buy him clothes, I don't think that was a big deal. He brushed that off like, yeah.
I don't know about that. Not when you got real masculine men. They take that as a disrespect.
Listen to me, though. You ain't let me finish. What I'm saying is that's not, you offer me clothes, you can embarrass him. Like, yo, that's a homo move. You can say that. And that's no disrespect to gay people. But as a man, you're going to be like, yo, that what you doing? But you make sure that's never going to happen again. The baby mama thing now, and we all see in the documentary, that's the kind of guy Puffy was. If he saw your girl and he felt like he can get her, that's what he did because he wanted to make you look less than.
Right.
So, yeah, I could see, if I had no beef with you and this is how you want to, me and it's my baby mama, we ex. But that industry is always about saying, you know what, if you had her, I'm going to have her too. And I'm going to say I had your girl, It's about embarrassing you.
Right.
So I ain't mad with 50 for that. Even though it might have been his ex, all right, this is how we going to play. We going to play the game. If you play by the rules, you can't be mad at them.
Okay. All
That's
right.
the rules of the game.
Okay. I just don't understand how, how we could continue to try to protect people who are not really for the culture, but then say that, preach that and claim that, but can have a jealous spirit towards somebody that's doing great. You know what I mean? It's just like all these different things, and it's just like, damn, are you really for the culture, or are you pretending, or are you for the culture only when it's beneficial to you? You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'm not gonna call that our culture because that's not. The music is our culture. The negative part of it has never been, when you look at hip hop from the beginning, that was never a part of the culture. It was about uplifting. Yeah, it was the battling, but it always stayed where it was, on music. When now, everybody's making it about, this is the black hip hop culture, and that's not what it is. We accepting that as the culture, which we shouldn't.
Well, you know what?
That's not the culture.
Let me say this as we start to wrap it up a little bit, because we're not going to stay on this long. We just wanted to come on here real quick just to discuss it. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you what I think about this whole situation when I look at it. From what I could remember that comes to my head. You say that it's not the culture, right? I say that it is a planned agenda. I believe when I look at this, when I look back, me growing up on hip hop, me loving rap music, me rapping, me writing raps, me writing songs, you understand? And loving, and when I was young, idolizing these people, not knowing. When I look back, right, I just want to say this. When I look back at the music back in the day, yeah, we had a few curses here and there. There was some bad messages. But for the most part, the teaching in hip hop was positive. The message was more positive than it was negative. And then something changed. And then money got involved. And more, when I say money, I mean there a little bit of advance money. Loans were given out. But the other people were really getting the wealth. And when you look at everything that's going on, I'm saying like to myself, oh my God, this is nothing but some real serious modern day slavery shit. Because how the hell do we constantly, and Kanye West told us this, Ye said it, how do we allow this to keep on happening over and over and over again? And this is happening to the entertainers mainly. Why is it that our people only look up to or only have people that are in entertainment who are the spokespeople for the black community? And then we say this is our culture. If we keep saying this is our culture, they'll keep attacking the culture and using these negative things to keep pushing out to the world that this is what our culture represents. But this is not what our culture represents. But this is how people see us. Why? Because this is what we also engage in. The reason that these things can happen is because we promoted that shit. Yeah. Okay? We promoted the ignorance. We promoted it. We showed it to our kids. We allow our kids to do it. We thought it was cool. If you really, really want to go back, let's go back to the root of things. See, the problem is we don't like to take responsibility for what we done too. Yes, they put drugs in our community and guns in our community and did certain things to us. Of course they did, okay? So are we victims in that aspect? Of course we are. But then why did we take over? Why did we take over? Why did our mindset start saying that killing was cool? Being the hardest person in the block was cool. Going to jail is cool. Now I'm going to rap about guns and this and that. And they say, ooh, this is a great idea, right? Why is it that now that it's out of control, we're like, what happened? And look at what they did to us. When are we going to take responsibility? Because this whole industry is messed up. The industry, rap music, it's a rap, okay? It's nothing but most negative things is in this music. Negative. And I rap. And some of the songs that I'm on, it has negative stuff in it. I'm not going to sit here and lie. So I'm not excluding myself from it because I'm also a part of it. But the difference is, for me, I stepped back and I said, when you really, I'm going to give this. And I know I'm going a minute, but let me just finish up what I'm saying. When I stepped back and my mindset started to change. I started to see things differently, right? So now I'm like, this is not good. When I hear songs that I love so much, that I grew up listening to, where I be rocking out to, now when I hear it, I be rocking, but I be like, damn, this is a horrible message in this music. I promoted this. I love this. It made me feel a certain type of way. I thought it made me feel good, but what was it making me think like? What type of mindset was it conditioning me to have? This is what I be looking at now. And my point that I'm making here is, when you are, and I always use this, someone that's in something. You could be in the house and the garbage could stink really, really, really bad, right? Because you ain't take the garbage out. If you waited for a long time, you're just doing stuff, eventually you're not even going to smell the garbage anymore. It's going to become normal to you, right? And it's not until you leave the house and come back in where you're like, ooh, it stinks in here. I got to take the garbage out. See, the thing is, when you're in it, you don't smell it. You don't see it. You have to get out of it to really look back and say, something's not right here. So my point that I'm making is, I did not see a lot of stuff when I was around it, when I was supporting it, when I was doing it. It was all okay. A lot of our people are in it. They're in it. They don't realize what they're in, and that is an issue, because if they never get out, it's just normal. And right now, I'm looking at what they call our culture to be a disaster. I'm looking at, why can't we look to people who are teaching our people positive things? And it's not, and I'm not even talking about making it be a black or white thing, because the people that I like, Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, Pastor Geno Jennings, Candace Owens. You understand what I'm saying? And I know how some of y'all might feel, but I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, for me, I'm looking and I'm like, these are good role models here. I like it. Why? And I'm gonna explain why. I like Candace Owen. I'm sorry. I know. I like Candace Owen because I feel that she's a true journalist. She's fearless. She's gonna put the word out. She doesn't care. She's gonna tell and give people the truth, whether they like it or not. And a lot of people don't like the truth because the truth hurts. That's the same reason why I like Pastor Geno Jennings, because no matter what, even when it hurts me, I be like, oh my God, he's teaching the Bible. I'm learning from him. He's telling the truth, and he's not afraid about what people think. Dr. Claude Anderson and Dr. Boyce Watkins, the same thing. They're more on lifting up the black people. And I forgot Umar Johnson. Y'all might say, Umar's this, he did this, he had the daughter. I'm not worried about that. Y'all can worry about that. I'm worried about what he's actually teaching the people, the uplift, the education. See, I look at people like that. I'm entertained by that. That is what I like to pay attention to and listen to, because it feeds me in every way. Mentally, you understand? Spiritually, you know what I mean? All across the board. So I'm going to end it like this, and then you could take over. I just feel that we have to do better with the people that we look to and what we call our culture and what's important to us. We have to do better. We have to do better. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody, but rappers cannot be the black people's role models for the community. It could be somebody that inspire you if that's what you want to do. You might look up to and like, but they can't be this is the people that we go to. This is why a lot of politicians and other people, they run to them to use them. But I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole nother story. But they know what they're doing, and they know where we are mentally. That's why they can control a lot of stuff that happens with our people. That's my take on it. Go ahead. I know I was long. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say this, right? Mm-hmm. It's only going to become our culture when we accept it as our culture. Just because they tell us it's our culture doesn't mean that we have to accept it. That's the first thing, right? Mm-hmm. To look at it and to say, why are we accepting that, is a bigger issue. It can't be fitting in this half an hour, you know?
Absolutely not.
So, but we have to stop putting our entertainers as the voice of black people, because you know what? What a lot of people see is these entertainers have immediate money. You know, they get in it. That's what they see. So that's what they're looking at. It. These entertainers that come into business and automatically they assume that they're millionaires. But when you look at every single entertainer that's in black music, and you look at their life, if you weren't an owner of nothing, you're broke. Look at them. Dame Dash, that we mentioned, you know, they say he was one of the top guys in Rockefeller. When Jay-Z walked away, what did he have? He's right now he's selling stuff. You got a lot of these people selling because they sold they sold everybody the dream that we're bigger than what they are, you know? So we're accepting that. When we look at Dr. Claude Anderson and Dr. Umar Johnson and Dr. Boyce Watkins, when they start to put out a message that people want to listen to, guarantee you, behind that message, you're going to have somebody telling you something bad about them. And we, as our people, as soon as we hear something bad about somebody saying something good, we immediately turn them off. But when our entertainers, we idolize them so much that when we hear something bad about them, we can't believe it's true. And that's why Puffy got away with this for over 20 some years, because he was idolized so much that when people said something, it was like, there's no way he could be true. But when you look at Dr. Claude Anderson and everybody else, we don't want to hear what they got to say.
No, I do.
No, I'm not
a
saying.
Lot of people
I'm
do.
saying as a people, as a whole.
Well,
Because
I mean, they do have a lot of people that listen, but not enough.
That's my point. If we switch the roles,
right,
our people would be way different.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Switch the roles. Take a minute to stop saying, you know what? Let me stop listening to thinking Puffy's a supermodel or super guy. Jay-Z's the super guy. All the 50 Cent, as much as I like him, the super guy. And let's flip the roles and let's put Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Boyce Watkins, and put them up as somebody we should be looking to. And a message about black people would change. The black people, the black culture would change. But unfortunately, we got the wrong messengers. Nobody, if I'm saying something that they want to hear, nobody's going to listen to me. They're going to look for what's wrong with me.
And then they wonder why Charleston White goes off and does the things that he do.
Right.
He's very smart and intelligent. And if you really listen to him when he's not trying to use reverse psychology, he's actually really teaching a lot of things. But then he goes off and says things that'll really piss you off. But that's for a reason.
Yeah, but I'm going to be honest with you. That's not only happening in the black community.
Yeah.
It's happening in every community. Anybody who wants to say something against the establishment, they find something so wrong, even though they're telling people they can help them. People don't want to listen to it because they focused on what they did wrong.
Right.
And that's where we fail as a people. I don't give a damn if you helping me in a way that I know that can make me better and my community better. Your personal life doesn't matter. Now, Puffy on the other side, he wasn't helping the community at all. He was hurting it. But we propped him up. And that's why I say to you, we were complicit. Everybody who wanted to listen to Puffy, and every time he put his music on, everybody out there doing a Harlem Shake, were complicit in what he did. Because as long as he was putting out good music, we didn't want to hear nothing else. And it was coming out, even after that incident in community college. It came out. And nobody listened. So who is it really them or is it us? Because we're the ones accepting it. And until we take responsibility for keep idolizing these guys, keep idolizing superstars, they'll always be doing what they do, and it'll always be stories like this. That's all I got to say.
Well, we're going to end it on that note, okay? So that's our take on what we feel about this whole situation with P. Diddy, the documentary that 50 Cent put out. And listen, we want to know your take. Let us know what y'all think. I know that, everybody's been talking about it, have their own feelings and their own take on what they believe. What's the solution, right? Before we end it, well, you kind of did say that. So that is the solution. We have to stand up. We have to look to better leaders. I'm not saying that you can't admire what somebody does as far as business wise. I think that they all are good businessmen to a certain degree when you're not hurting people, when you're not using people and stuff like that. Take that energy and do something good with it instead of hurting somebody. Don't be used by the devil, all right? We're going to end it on that note. This is From the Ground Up, where there is only one way to go from here. We will see y'all when we see you. Peace.
Peace. Do you want to promote your business or brand on one of our shows? From the Ground Up Productions is now accepting sponsors and advertisers. Get your message in front of a powerful audience through the Creators Box, Talk Therapy, and The Imperfect Marriage. Let's build together and grow your reach while supporting independent media. Visit LadyMiz.com and send us a message to learn how you can sponsor our show today.
We hope you enjoyed your time with From the Ground Up Productions. We'll see you next time. Be sure to add our channel and listen to us on all streaming platforms. From the ground up. From the ground up. There's only one way to go from here.